My heart slammed against my ribs like a trapped bird. The break room suddenly felt suffocatingly hot. I stared at the screen, the words blurring together. Yesterday in the elevator, you had a small mole behind your left ear when you looked down. Christine doesn't. He knew. He hadn't been looking at me like a stranger. He had been studying me, comparing me. Panic, cold and sharp, flooded my veins. How had he found my new email? I had covered my tracks so carefully. But then again, this was Maximilian. He was a billionaire CEO with resources I couldn't even fathom. If he wanted to find someone, he would. I immediately locked my phone and shoved it into my pocket, my hands shaking. I needed to act normal. I couldn't let anyone see me unraveling. I walked back to my desk, my mind racing. Why would he email me? Why not just confront me in the elevator? Did he want to ruin me? Or was he playing some twisted game? The rest of the day was a blur. Every time my phone vibrated with a work notification, I jumped. Every time the elevator doors dinged, I held my breath, half expecting to see him stride onto the operations floor, demanding an explanation. But he never came. By the time I left the building at 6:00 p.m., I was exhausted. The searing pain in my knee was a dull throb compared to the agonizing knot in my stomach. I unlocked my bike and started pedaling toward my dorm. The evening air usually cleared my head, but tonight, it only chilled the sweat on my neck. BZZZT. My phone vibrated in my pocket. I ignored it. BZZZT. BZZZT. I pulled over by a small park, my hands trembling as I took out my phone. Another email. I know you read it. Meet me at the coffee shop across from the corporate building at 8 p.m. Don't make me come up to operations tomorrow to find you. A threat. Thinly veiled, but undeniable. I stared at the screen, a bitter laugh escaping my lips. I had played with fire, thinking I was invincible behind a keyboard. Now, I was getting burned. I considered not showing up, packing my bags, moving back to my hometown, hiding under my mother's roof, but I couldn't run forever. Maximilian had found my new email in a day. He could find my address just as easily. I had to face him. At 7:55 p.m., I walked into the coffee shop. It was upscale, dimly lit, and mostly empty. I spotted him immediately. He was sitting in a secluded booth in the back, wearing a black trench coat over a crisp white shirt. He was looking at his phone, his profile sharp and unforgiving in the soft light. I took a deep breath, steeling myself, and walked over. I stopped at the edge of the table. He didn't look up immediately. He finished typing something, locked his phone, and then slowly raised his eyes. Up close, the intensity of his gaze was staggering. Without the buffer of a screen, without the illusion of Christine's face, I felt completely exposed. Sit, he commanded, his voice low and devoid of the warmth I had grown used to over the past 2 years. I sat down, keeping my back straight, refusing to cower. How did you find my email? I asked, cutting straight to the point. Maximilian leaned back, studying me with a terrifyingly calm expression. You applied for an internship at my company, Caitlin. Your resume, with your contact information, was in the HR database. It didn't take much to cross-reference the IP addresses from our past correspondence with the login locations for your employee portal. I felt a sickening drop in my stomach. I had been so stupid. Why didn't you say anything in the elevator? I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Because I wasn't entirely sure until I saw the mole, he said, his eyes flicking to the spot behind my left ear. And because I wanted to understand why you did it before I decided what to do with you, why I did it. I let out a dry, humorless laugh. Did Christine tell you about the meeting today? Did she tell you how she charmed everyone? She's the golden girl, Mr. Maximilian. She always has been. She ruined my mother's life in high school with a lie, just because she thought it was funny. I wanted her to feel what it's like to have something taken from her, so you stole her